It is that time again. I am going home, but in style. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another vlog. This one's going to be a specific type of vlog because I'm taking you guys with me while I fly Delta One business class from London Heathrow all the way back to Seattle, starting out here in Heathrow Terminal 3. And from this specific terminal, flights that Delta and Virgin Atlantic run come out of here. I'm gonna walk you through the experience of the upper wing as well as the experience on board here. I feel like when it comes to travel during the pandemic, like finding up-to-date accurate information about like the flight experience, the experience at the airport, etc., the lounges, it's hard to come by, but I'm gonna try to do my best to communicate my experiences with you guys from checking in and all the way till I get home. It's gonna be about a 10-hour flight back to Seattle. I'm really excited. It's been a 2-week journey. If you haven't seen the rest of my travels between all of Italy and London and the English countryside, Cotswolds, definitely check out some prior vlogs. But until then, I'll take you guys inside Heathrow Terminal 3 to get myself checked in. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jerome. I'm a travel vlogger currently here, leaving London. Did a travel vlog series, so don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys inside. So I just got to the Virgin Atlantic Clubhouse because Virgin Atlantic and Delta have a partnership. They do share the lounges. So back in Seattle, if you were to fly Virgin Atlantic from Seattle to London, you would use the Delta Sky Club. But there are several areas within this clubhouse. There's a main area where majority, like 80% of the people are. There is like several bars, there's several food areas. There's also like a Peloton kind of station, which is kind of odd because the partition that divides the Peloton room to like the main room, it's just like a glass wall, so theoretically you can see people working out, which I'm not sure if people would love that. I'm in this like mezzanine level that has this pool table, library, TV setup going on with several seating options, and then above is the garden terrace that has views of the tarmac. You can see planes go by if you're a plane spotter, but overall, pretty cool. They do have these QR codes that you can scan so that you could order food, drinks, alcoholic beverages, desserts, so I'm probably gonna do that sometime soon. I have a couple hours between now and boarding, and I'm one of those people that love to come to the airport super early, and that's what I did. I actually, before, when I checked in, I was able to go through a separate security line. There was another elevator that took me up to, it's like a separate elevator that takes you up to the main terminal, and I ended up going to Boots and buying like sunscreen that you can't really get in the US because y'all already know I love my sunscreen, my skincare. But yeah, I'm gonna order some food. I feel like I've done a terrible job showing you guys the food here, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. The prawn laksa, very, very good. I wish that they had something like that on the flight. And I also indulged in a couple of ice cream. I'm about to head over to the gate. I'm not supposed to board until 2:15. It's about 1:45 right now, and it says that we're boarding. Our flight doesn't leave until like 3:10. I don't know if it's like a glitch in the system, but I might leave sooner than later because I trying not to not make my flight. Making the flight is the most important thing for the day. So I just got seated here in my Delta One suite. I'm in 6D and got some champagne. I love when they have like these really nice looking glasses when you drink your drinks. Pretty good. Should this be an ASMR video as well? Like, let's try the nuts and the cheese. Oh, there's also an apricot right over there. Or is that a date? It might be a date. I am so surprised at how quickly they brought out the meal. It's literally within 10 minutes of departure, which I personally love. One thing though that I wish that they would have done is told me that the plate was extremely hot, because I tried to move things around so that I could make room for my nuts and my Coke, but I tried moving this salmon dish out and it was hot, but that's also my fault. I should have just been very careful. Anyways, I ended up pre-ordering my food. I got the salmon with the salsa and potato. Looks like there's some dill at the very top and some capers in the salsa. Is that pepper? It looks like it. In addition, I ended up getting a bread roll with some butter and a salad. It looks like a caprese salad. Some mozzarella, some grape tomatoes, and some spinach, I believe. This smells really good. I think it's like some sort of chowder. That was actually the first thing that I smelled when I was actually receiving the food. I think that I'm the most excited for this soup, but let's try the salmon first. I always get a little wary on planes because of, seafood and like fish, and if it's not cooked right, then all of a sudden you're gonna get a stomach ache in an airplane 35,000 feet in the air. But let's get a little of that salsa in. The fish isn't dry. It's a nice texture. I'm not much of a salsa person to begin with, so I actually don't know why I ordered it, but I wasn't really feeling the chicken in the menu, so this is actually something that I pre-ordered ahead of time that wasn't in the regular menu that we got in today's paper menu. Usually, I'm actually surprised that this is actually a paper menu, because usually there's like a little bit more like a card stock that they print this on, but this feels a little bit cheap to me. The other options today was braised beef short rib, corn-fed chicken breast stuffed with mushrooms. Oh, that's why I don't like mushrooms. That's why I didn't get it. And then there's also a burrata with chicory and lemon zest stuffed ravioloni. I mean, it's pretty good. I feel like Delta doesn't do really a great job with like food out of the U.S., especially Seattle. I feel like the catering out of Seattle isn't that great. But catering out of other places, a lot better. Let's go ahead and try some sort of chowder. Looks like that. There's some green onions on top. It smells really good. Actually, I don't even think it's a chowder. It might be like a cauliflower soup. Not chowder. That's pretty good. I feel like there's like a nice zestiness to it, a little bit of a kick. That's good. It could be hotter though. It's a little bit on the warmer side. The bread, I love it when bread isn't so hard and like a rock. This one has a nice like softness to it. So let's go ahead and give that a try. Yep, it's rosemary. Tastes good. I'm going to go ahead and continue eating. Okay, so the flight attendant came by and approached me with a couple dessert options, and after looking like I was considering both, she gave me both. Okay, so we're going to try the raspberry mousse. It looks really good. There's like little raspberry like crumblings on top and then actual raspberries on the side. I love a dessert, and I love raspberries. So good. Let's try the other item, which is like the ice cream and the compote with the stroopwafel. Oh, I'm happy that the ice cream was easy to scoop because usually ice cream on planes are so hard. What? There's like a crumbling crumble on top. But I'm mistaken. This isn't like just a raspberry ice cream. There's a slight raspberry taste to it that's really good. So we just finished our meal, and the flight attendant crew is starting to clear out all of the trays and whatnot, so that we can just get ready to just relax for the next like 6-7 hours. And I think we have another meal coming up in like towards the end of the flight. So a little bit about this aircraft. This is a Boeing 767-400. For these specific aircrafts within Delta, there are some that have the old layout, which is not updated. It has like a different kind of herringbone. I believe it's herringbone, but a different layout with a older hard product. And then there are these ones that I'm on right now that have the more updated style, close to the Delta One suites with the doors. They have like the similar leather seats, the similar kind of setup. The configuration of this aircraft is at a 1-2-1 configuration, which is nice because everybody gets aisle access and it's easy for you to just get up. I noticed just by having my meal with the tray, there are some aircrafts where it's easy to just put off the tray to the side so you can just easily get up. This one was a little bit harder to get up. It was a little bit hard. Let's do a quick seat tour. I think there are a lot of things that go around with this specific aircraft and configuration that really highlight and are a benefit for travelers traveling in Delta One. I think one thing that I really like is just how big the screen is. The screen is massive for the TV. I know older Delta business class products have a smaller screen, but this one is quite shiny and new. It's a touch screen and it has pretty good offering when it comes to IFE and entertainment. So behind me there is a little storage area. There is no door to it, which is, compared to the Air France business class that I had that had a door, that was always nice because it had like a mirror. But this one is pretty much an area where I just put my water bottle. There's a little hook here that you can put things like headphones. It looks like they gave us slippers and a bottle of water. Actually, they gave me another bottle of water earlier, as well as like this refreshing towel that I can use later on. But I also put my laptop on this little space where you can put like thinner items like folders, laptop, and iPad, so I kind of utilized that. There's also a light feature here that you can actually control using the panel of functions that you can mainly configure the orientation of your seat. You can either make it upright, there's a relaxing mode, a lounge mode, and then a fully flat bed, which is really nice. To the left of that, there is a USB port. There's a couple of USB ports, as well as an outlet that you can plug in things like chargers to your phone or your laptop. So I took about a 2-hour nap, and then I ended up turning on a movie that I've been watching, just like laying down in bed, which is really cool. But a really nice service, or a really nice touch that I've noticed with the service here. So for example, I'm watching a movie and then the flight attendant brings over this hot chocolate chip cookie that was just in the, I don't know if it's an oven, but just like reheated to be hot and gooey, which is really nice. But it's I don't know, it's a really cool touch. I have about maybe 4.5 more hours here, and I've just been kind of laying down because I'm entering back to Seattle at around 5:30 p.m. I'm wondering if it's probably a better idea to try to stay awake so that I don't get not sleepy when I actually need to sleep later on. But also, the pillow and the duvet are very comfortable. Laying down in this lie flat bed, I noticed that I do actually have enough room to move my legs, but because of the opening here where you kind of go in and out, I was able to like use that as more room
to kind of lay around, but everything's been so comfortable so far. And one thing that I really love right now is that I am not too hot. In Air France, when I was on my way to Europe with their business class, I was just uncomfortably hot, but here I am very comfortable. We were just served our pre-arrival meal. There were two options. There was a cheeseburger and then a salmon salad, and as you guys know, I don't eat red meat, so I went with the salmon salad, which is kind of funny because I had salmon earlier as my first meal. There are a couple of pieces of smoked salmon, and it's laying on a bed of this kind of slaw. When we get back to Seattle, there's a couple of things that I am excited, or I'm going to need to do. Since I didn't check in the luggage, I'll be able to be in and out, no problem, with the global entry, and not waiting for the luggage to come out of the conveyor belt. I'm going to have to also declare some goods at customs because I did exceed the $800 limit before needing to declare. So I'll let you guys know how that experience is like as we make our descent and arrival into Seattle.
Just got out. Actually, first, I'm here in Seattle. Yay, back home. Weather is definitely a lot colder, a lot cooler, a lot windier, a lot more overcast. I wanted to talk a little bit about the experience in the new International Arrivals Terminal. With the old terminal, for me, in this scenario, not having checked the bag, global entry, in and out, it's probably like 5 minutes out, but since it's a new facility, there's logistics that are still trying to be figured out. It took me about 20 to 25 minutes, and the bulk of that was going to the actual customs officer to declare my goods. I learned a lot of things during this kind of process, and I've declared a couple times in the past, but this one felt a little bit more formal because there was maybe a little bit more money involved. I learned a lot. So you're able to itemize how much you've purchased overseas, and then they calculate that good minus the tax, and then they determine if they're gonna charge duty for you. If it's over $800, which is the allowed, they charge. So my total was over $800, and then what they did was they took that amount minus $800, and it's like a waterfall taxing system where the first $1,000 is taxed at 3%, and then the remaining is taxed at 9%. So overall, I was charged $76 in duties for an over $2,000 tax-free purchase. I had no idea that that was the way it was. In the past, I felt like maybe it was a little bit arbitrary for me, as to how they've calculated it, but for me now, I kind of understand. I think if it's a little bit closer to the $800 mark, they just tell you to go, but it is really important for you to declare your goods. You guys saw I purchased 4 different luxury leather good items, which is taxed at a certain rate. But yeah, but as far as the global entry getting into Seattle, previously you just go to a kiosk and then you're able to leave. This one you're traditionally able to do that, but I think because they're figuring out logistics, I went to a kiosk at first, and then I walked to the line where they had a separate line for global entry. There is no forms or slips that are no longer required, but you just give your passport to the global entry line. That's not typically how it's supposed to be done. They're just working things out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's gonna be a long travel series. I haven't edited any of it yet, but thank you so much for following me along in Italy, Cotswolds, and London for 2 weeks. I might be posting this over the next 2 to 3 months, but we'll see. But it's exciting because my next travels are gonna be back in the Philippines. It's gonna be almost 3 years, 2.5 years since I've last visited the Philippines, so I'm really excited. Actually, later today I'm going to be redeeming miles to go towards my flight to the Philippines in October. So a little bit more about that coming soon, but just to let you guys know, I'll be in the Philippines for about a month, working for a couple weeks while I'm there, and doing other things like a wedding and a family reunion and several things. Seeing friends and family in the Philippines, really excited. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in an upcoming vlog. Bye!